on, guys? It's K-Dub here with another episode of Crypto Zombie. So today is Monday. That's right. Back on the grind. Hope you had an awesome weekend. Can you believe it's already Monday? Wasn't it just Monday? And now it's Monday again. I don't know. I feel like the weeks just fly, especially in crypto. But that being said, having a look, it is a nice, beautiful Monday. We don't have extreme amounts of green, but yesterday was a little bit shaky. A lot of altcoins were seeing some losses across the board. Was the weekend. We did see lower volume, right? But we have a good start to the week. And also, before we go on, I do want to remind you guys that today is the Ledger Nano S giveaway. At the end of this video, I will be picking a random winner. If you're new to the channel, basically all you have to do is just drop a comment on literally any video throughout the course of the week, and then on Mondays we pick a random winner. So that's for everyone that might be new to the channel. Now, having a look at what is going on today, Bitcoin is up 0.96%. Bitcoin dominance has actually pulled back a little bit, which means maybe some people are going back into the altcoins, which is interesting because I've actually stocked up more Bitcoin recently, but you know, everybody's got their own strategies, right? But having a look at what's going on here, some of the biggest gainers today, we have Digix DAO, wow, up 46%. What was the news on that? I must have missed that one, guys. Augur up 13%, Icon 10, Walton, Sia, GX, Nano, Digitex, Knowles, Eternity. Let's be real, a lot of coins up today. Not massively, but we are seeing some green. So that is good. Now, hopping over, having a look at Bitcoin, which I think everyone's got their eyes on Bitcoin right now. Now, you guys could see we've had just declining volume over time, right? And what's interesting is we fell below this thing that we've sort of been going up, right? But now the support is acting as resistance. It's kind of like a sloth. We're just sort of like crawling up to the top, right? So I still do have my eyes on this sort of potential breakout point, pretty much. Yeah, I mean, like either today or tomorrow, man. I'm telling you, it's going to make a move soon, guys. So having a look at that is something that we need to keep our eyes on. And also, we do have the Golden Cross, which looks like it is going to get confirmation. I kind of drew yesterday. It would look something like that. You know, you guys can see we're very, very, very close. But once again, declining volume. It could be a pretty big move, guys. It could be a pretty big move. Now, I just wanted to sort of point out some key sort of resistance levels we need to get above, because this is really what I'm looking at if we're going to be going into just full-on bullish mode, right? Now, the first one that we really need to break above is this sort of 5,000. I mean, some people say it's like 5,500, 5,600. It's sort of a little bit of a range. But right here, you could see we had that struggle when we had that November sell-off, and we didn't really know what are we doing, right? And then we eventually had that massive plummet. But that wasn't the only time that this was a key level. In fact, if we go back over here, you could see that it was also a little bit of a struggle to get above it, you know, in October of 2017. And then we also have this yellow line, which is around the $5,800, $5,900 mark. And that, as you can see, also not only was resistance trying to break in to that crazy parabolic run that we had, but it also became support each time during the actual, you know, decline throughout 2018 as well. So I do think that, you know, first we have to get above this 5,500, 5,600, then get above that other $5,800 level. And then, I don't know, I mean, the sky's the limit at that point, guys. That is what I'm thinking, okay? But we do have some opinions of some others as well. Crypto Dog actually pointed out that altcoins are at resistance and Bitcoin is at resistance as well, as you can see compared to these two charts. So there is a bit of a situation. Now, he says right here, both were rejected. Alts a bit harder. A lot of my confidence in alts the past few days was predicted on small cap dominance being able to break up. After this rejection, I'm significantly less interested in alts, shifting my portfolio heavier skewed to Bitcoin. And honestly, without even seeing this tweet, I was doing the same thing. You know, I was sitting around 30% Bitcoin, and now it's almost up to about 50% Bitcoin right now. So I'm just telling you guys, that's what I'm doing. You don't have to copy me. I'm not a financial advisor. But the one thing I do want to point out is we do know that Bitcoin tends to lead the way. We did have a few rallies, you know, Litecoin was doing its thing, Ethereum was doing its thing, but I want to point out what Philb was saying. And he says that, now, first, before I actually get into what he said, I just want to show you how he had made this prediction. Now, he said Bitcoin, now this was on March 18th, okay? He said Bitcoin long-short ratio analysis I've been looking at today, there's a well-established 12-month trend going on. If this formula holds, it implies that Bitcoin will rally 25 to 50%. See chart for details right here. And you could see at the time, right above me, we hadn't actually broke out yet, right? Now, clearly you guys know what we did, right? So now he's actually pointing down here saying that the Bitcoin longs and the Bitcoin shorts, if they have this 1-to-1 ratio, it has historically sort of seen some pretty explosive moves, right? So here's the kicker. He says, if this holds true, Bitcoin is going to make a huge move to the upside, and it could be as large as 50%. Yes, you heard that correct, guys. 50%. So if we were to make a 50% move from where we are currently right now, guys, that's well above 7,000. So yeah, I mean, it's possible. It is possible, guys. You know, you have to keep your eyes on it. But hear me out, guys. I honestly don't want to go to $7,000 or $8,000 in the relatively short period because personally, I'm still busy accumulating. I'm not in that much of a rush. In fact, even if we took a little bit of a hit, even if Bitcoin, fell down a little bit, I would be okay with that right now, just to accumulate a little bit more, right? You could see Galaxy BTC says, based on the daily fractal, we should get another chance to buy Bitcoin between 4,600 and 4,800 before the next run to 6,800. Similarities in both candles and volumes. Now, he does say that fractals are more unreliable than usual patterns. However, if we have a look here, you could sort of see how it's kind of playing itself out again. He says even the volume has similarities, lower on each leg until the sell-off. He points how back then we had 23 bars, 23 days, and then we had the same pattern, 23 bars, 23 days. So the thing is right here, we actually had that sell-off and then that sideways movement. So the question is, are we going to actually have that sell-off and then go sideways before we go back up again? And I did say that that is a possibility. If we are in this channel, we could touch down again. I don't think we're going to go straight down. I think we're going to have a, sort of sideways pattern like we did back here, but that is a possibility as well. Like I said, if you're looking to accumulate, that's probably a good thing. One more thing before we move on, Crypto Charts Joe, says Bitcoin weekly 2015 versus 2019. See how we may be trading a similar pattern and moving average formation. See red arrows from previous patterns in 2015 versus 2019. Also a possible trend reversal and bull run in, are you ready? 105 days. So basically he's saying if you look at the similarities, we could potentially be going sideways for 105 days before really seeing that, run up. And he says approximate bro science calculation. Now, I'm actually okay with this. I'm in no rush. I am okay to take time for accumulation, but I do want to let you know that there is a potential chance that we could have a massive blast off. So, do what you want. It's up to you guys. I've increased my Bitcoin holdings. That's just what I've done. I figure, at least in this situation, if we do have a massive sell-off, no, I'm not in Tether, but I know I'm not going to get hit as hard as if I'm in altcoins. And I think that if we have a massive pump, I think given the way that the weekend played out and how people are sort of watching Bitcoin right now, I could see a lot of money rushing into Bitcoin to try to catch that wave. Personally, that's why I'm doing what I'm doing, but you may completely disagree with me, and that's fine. Everybody has their own perspective, right? So that's basically that situation, but nevertheless, regardless of what stance you take, Bitcoin is one of the best performing assets of 2019. We broke it down. It says Bitcoin is outperforming mainstream tradable assets, including NASDAQ, S&P 500, real estate, oil, and gold. So there you have it, guys. Now, also, I just wanted to remind you once again, I like doing these little charts that show you stuff over time. Look at the percentage of population that use the internet in each country over time. Now, this is only in 1993. Look, 6%, 7%. Some countries only have 1%, right? So that was kind of what I wanted to point out because you could see how long it took the internet to just catch on. So thinking about the fact that that statistic the other day said there was only 0.46% of the world that's actually using crypto right now or has bought any crypto, that is insane to think of how early we are. So I just wanted to bring that up, and I do love these little visuals. They're really awesome for statistics. Also, before we move on, I wanted to show you a really cool website that actually breaks down all the different crypto projects into their own unique niches in a nice, easy way that you could see it. It's called DeFi Prime. And look, you can see marketplaces, for example. You go over here, and then they show all the different marketplaces, right? Or if you go over to stable coins. They'll show you different stable coins or whatever, but it basically breaks it down: KYC, identity, infrastructure. These are obviously protocol platforms. So pretty cool website. Check it out, guys, if you're interested in, learning what they're all doing. Also wanted to just do some quick token news, and then I want to talk about Binance, actually, because there's been a lot of discussion about, what's been going on with these IEOs and what's been going on with their Binance chain, right? So we're going to get into that, but yes, users are now starting to get rewards. Some people say that they're receiving them. So congratulations. People are getting super excited about that for, basic attention tokens on Brave browser. As you guys know, I am a verified creator. You guys know that, right? So if you want to, download the Brave browser, you can. And I do have a referral link for that. High performance blockchain as well. They have a Union Pay update. Pretty incredible, pretty massive. Actually, I'm looking forward to having them back on the channel. I'm looking to talk to Danny again because a lot of you have requested an update on high performance blockchain. So you could be expecting that soon. But if you guys want to watch it, it's only 11 minutes long. I'll drop that below. Also, you saw Icon was pumping today. People are pretty excited. They said, we're pleased to announce the P-REP testnet is open on April 30th. Once the P-REP testnet application form is submitted, the Icon team will review the application and provide testnet access to successful candidates. The P-REP testnet will run depending on operational and technical circumstances. So that is, in my opinion, why I think Icon's pumping today. A lot of people have been waiting for this, and now it's finally here, right? So now, getting to the big topic of the day, Binance. I wanted to talk about this. I want to talk about what's going on with their chain, what's going on with this new revolution with these IEOs. Is it an Ethereum killer? Let's talk about that. Spoiler alert, no. But anyway, so this is basically what CZ has been saying. So you saw this tweet that came out from Gat, and he said Binance is going to have a devastating effect on Ethereum and send it back to the double digits. There's almost no benefit of choosing Ethereum over Binance Chain, aside from a bit more decentralization. Projects moving to Binance Chain will receive a ton of attention, listings, and more, to which he actually says, I appreciate the positivity, but we really don't have to diss any other coin. ETH can do much more than Binance in features. Let's grow together. He says ETH will be around for a very long time. In fact, there was another article that came out that was saying something very similar. We had covered it on the channel, and CZ said, thanks for the nice article, but almost too supportive. Binance DEX does not challenge Ethereum. And here's the interesting part. It doesn't even have smart contracts. So that's like a big defining factor right there. So granted, we may have Ethereum losing some of the market for the IEOs, right? Because basically it was like the best version for, fundraising there was. But as far as smart contracts go, that's not going to be something that it's going to have to compete with, right? So let's talk about this a little bit. Now, this was the thread that I had spoke about the other day. I had encouraged you guys to check it out from Dean. It was just way too much for me to go into the video at that time, so I had a little bit more time to go over it, and conveniently enough, they actually put it in a nice thread, so now I can actually read it to you. So basically, Binance tokens are, BEP2, BEP2 tokens. So that's what they're called, right? Now let's just discuss this. What does he say? Well, he says issuing a token on a smart contract platform, Ethereum, EOS, Neo, whatever, Binance, may be very different from a legal perspective. Now here's something we really have to consider this, right? So there's differences between virtual tokens or VTs and virtual financial assets or VFAs. Virtual tokens are exempt from many regulatory obligations. Virtual finance assets come with many regulatory obligations. So the question is, are Binance Chain's BEP2 tokens always at least classified as virtual financial assets and therefore subject to VFA regulation at minimum? Obviously we could have an issue with the SEC as well, potentially, right? So according to the MFSA's VFA regulation, frequently asked questions, if a token is classified as a VFA, the issuer, among other requirements, must hire a custodian, hire a compliance officer, register their white paper with the MFSA, and list specific details in the white paper, including information about the issuing company's shareholders. Okay? So when is a token a VFA? Well, he says from his perspective, a token can generally be classified as a virtual financial asset if the issuer intends for it to be traded on exchanges, or it must hold some sort of monetary value in order to realize its utility. Now, what about a VT? Well, basically, this is just pure utility tokens that exist to power decentralized networks or smart contracts, applications, etc., right? It's also important to note that in order for the token to qualify as a VT, the token issuer must not intend to list the token on exchanges. Now, this is an interesting thing moving forward. So page 10 of the MFSA's Virtual Financial Instrument Test Guidebook mentions that a token can only be classified as a virtual token if, among other restrictions, you can see right here, the issuer does not intend to list or admit a DLT asset to trading on an exchange. However, Binance Chain's official documentation has the following definition. Binance Chain essentially is a digital asset creation and exchange platform. So, given the above information with the current state of regulation, should we assume that any of these Binance tokens cannot be classified as a virtual token and instead as a virtual financial asset at minimum? So according to the US SEC laws, tokens are not considered securities if they are most likely to be issued with an intent to allow for speculation. And finally, as Binance Chain describes itself as an exchange platform and there are technical features made for trading these tokens, it's also very likely that the US SEC would consider any Binance Chain issued token as a security. Ooh, that was a lot, guys. That was a lot. So you could see why there was no way I could, and I didn't even read everything that Dean wrote, but that is the question. So by issuing or migrating a token to Binance Chain, are you ultimately essentially saying that it could be a security and, it could be a VFA? Possibly. So, yeah. Let me know what you guys think about that. I mean, it's a crazy concept. I mean, yeah, but it might be an issue moving forward. So let me know what you guys think. Now, some people have been saying that, maybe Binance has too much power, right? You've seen this article that came out, and it was basically, is Binance too powerful? So they said that imagine that you have a company which has created a dApp and a token based on Binance Chain. You raise funds through Binance Launchpad. You were listed on Binance Exchange. Because you're fully based on Binance, you start accepting BNB. Logical, right? Congratulations, you're now officially fully dependent on Binance. Your dApp activity depends on Binance. Most of your clients use BNB instead of your token because it's easier. The trading volume of your token fully depends on Binance. And 95% of the people who are holding your token are using Binance because remember, you ran your IEO on Binance. Because of that, the majority of your token supply is located in Binance wallets. The result is that your company's success entirely depends on Binance and not you. So that could be an issue too. Just bringing that up, guys. So here's the thing. They've also introduced these IEOs, right? Now, I've discussed my feelings on IEOs, but clearly they don't look like they're going away anytime soon. So I thought about it. Am I being too harsh on these IEOs? Well, here's the thing. I mean, I'm a US citizen. I can't get involved in these regardless. But the reality is that the only people that have profited from these are the people that were able to get into the IEOs. So far that I'm aware of, unless somebody can show me a token that I'm wrong, pretty much every token that's come out afterwards, had major percentage increases. We've seen up to, I think it was like 16x or some crazy number on a few of them, right? And anyone that tends to buy it after usually doesn't do very well. It seems like it goes down. Now, I do want to say one thing though. Are all of these IEOs scams? No, they're not. In fact, I haven't looked at all of them, but I would say that the bigger ones are not scams. And the reason that I say this is because people tend to throw around this terminology scam, right? Something's a scam. This is a scam. That's a scam. Even projects that maybe run out of money or they're not good at managing their funds, that doesn't mean they're a scam. It just means they weren't good at managing funds during a bear market, right? Now, there were some actual scams, some real scams in 2017 and 2018. And the problem is that people were greedy and they were just throwing money at any ICO that was promising them massive gains, right? Or literally just any ICO for that matter. So in a strange way, and let me know what you think in the comments below. Maybe I'm wrong here, but I actually think, although I do not love this model that like 100%, in a way it sort of does take some of that risk away because it puts the reputation of the exchange on the line. I mean, imagine if any one of these guys, Binance, Bittrex, BitMax, Huobi, KuCoin, or OKX, ended up actually listing a scam. What would that do to their reputation? So I do think that the quality of projects that come out are going to be better long term. And I know that right now people are looking at the prices and saying, well, all those are crap. They all dumped. Yeah, they did, but that's because investors were greedy. It doesn't reflect the projects, you know? You have Matic Network coming out. Matic Network is very credible. Seller Network that came out on Binance. I spoke to the team many, many times. I've spoke to Mo Dong. I've met him in person. They are a legit project. They're not a scam. You know what I mean? So I just think that maybe I don't know, let me know. Maybe we're being a little too harsh on it. But, you know, even Bit4X, for example, they've jumped into it as well. You can see they have the exchange's Turbo platform that's already launched 4 IEOs and is set to release its 5th with events marketplace Evedo. So there you go. So now it says they have this one, okay? So the company's EVED coin unlocks a central hub for various stakeholders in event planning, promoters, talent, caterers, suppliers, events, and sponsors to find each other and collaborate seamlessly without intermediaries. Evedo has already launched an alpha version and is gaining traction locally in its home country of Bulgaria. So do you see the difference in the quality of projects that are coming out? I mean, look at this. You had projects that were being listed last year that literally had a white paper. That was it. You know, so they're launching a thing that, look, they already have an alpha version and they're gaining traction locally in their home country of Bulgaria. Even Fleta that I spoke to the other day, they have a testnet up and running. They have multiple partners, you know, so you're seeing a lot better things coming out moving forward. So at least we're seeing the quality improve. We're seeing projects that already have something to bring to the table more than just a white paper, right? For example, just pulling up what Evedo is doing, because honestly, I actually used to do stuff like this a few years ago, so I can kind of relate to what they're trying to do. They say that the company's illustrating the real world consequences that fragmentation in this industry can bring. Ticket prices can soar because of secondary black markets. Inefficient systems can mean that tickets are duplicated, payments to the top talent can be delayed, and organizers can face an uphill struggle as they look for new venues and sponsors. And you guys know that this is an industry that I think could definitely use blockchain. In fact, that's why I went out to the Philippines to the Block Nation event that they had. Remember the Zed concert? Because they were basically using the payment bracelets that were on the blockchain using NFCs, right? So what these guys are doing is they're saying it's a business-to-business marketplace, empowering them with the ability to easily compare fees and reputation so that they can find a perfect partner, right? Agreements would be bound by smart contracts, which I think this is a cool idea for literally just anything, paving the way for automated payments whenever key milestones are reached, which I think would be great to implement in the whole ICO space in general, right? Like every time an ICO hits a milestone on its roadmap, then it gets some of the funds released, right? Because maybe we wouldn't see so much of these guys mismanaging their money when they get all the funds just, flooded out to them at once, right? So that's just something to think about. They also say that with what they're doing, a single point of workflow would make it easier for organizers to keep track of how their vendors are progressing in real time, meaning there's less panic about the stressful run up to the big day. And then they also say that the offering is going to be complemented by a business-to-customer platform that is designed to weed out the problems associated with buying and selling tickets. So Evedo says that the goal is to end the money-leeching activities of unwanted ticket bots and scalpers by ensuring that issuers remain in full control of the numbers of the tickets sold. Evedo says blockchain technology can help verify transactions more effectively, delivering savings for organizers and attendees alike. The platform also believes that venues would also see their profits rise as lower ticket prices would result in a greater number of events to cater to rising demand. And I'm going to be honest with you, I see blockchain coming to so many different spaces that, like, it's funny because there was a time when, somebody would be like, do you really think they're going to tokenize everything? And I used to say, no. That's stupid. They're not going to tokenize everything. They're not going to put all this stuff on the blockchain. But I honestly think that we are going to see a lot of things become tokenized. I think that we are going to see a lot of different, industries. For example, the ticketing industry getting into blockchain. It's a really great use case. So kind of transitioning out of the, I know there was a lot to talk about all at once, but I just wanted to point that out. So, are IEOs bad? Although I disagree with a lot about them, I think that the quality of the projects is probably in the long term going to be a little bit better. So hopefully that wasn't too long of a rant, but there we go, guys. Also, hacked crypto exchange Zaif resuming full services under new owner. Is anybody out there actually going to use it? Not too sure. So that is it for today, guys. But no, I did not forget about the giveaway. We have to give away our Ledger Nano S because it is Monday. So we had 8 videos last week. And just so you guys know, you can also comment on the interview videos as well. I also count those. So we do have 8 from last week. So if we go over here and we type in 1, 2, 8, generate 4, number 4. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Ethereum ready to break out. Let's see. We will copy this. We will go over to our random comment generator. Here we go. 323 unique comments. That's actually not that many. It's actually pretty low for a video. It's usually a little higher than that. So better chance for you guys to win on that one. Ethereum will soon leave the stratosphere. Bud has did. Yeah, it could. It probably will. I'm gonna keep my eye on it. So you are the winner. Congratulations. Hopefully you see this. And just so you know, you have 24 hours to get back to me. So what you need to do is either go to the Telegram link above and find me there, or send me an email in my official about. If anybody tries to contact you below in the comments claiming to be me, that's not me. Okay. So you have 24 hours, and if I don't hear from you by pretty much the time I make my video tomorrow, then we're going to pick another random winner. All right. So that is it for today, guys. Thank you so much for coming back to the channel. If you haven't got subscribed yet, I do this every single day. Also, turn on that bell notification. And that's it. I just want to say thank you so much for coming back. Thank you for everybody that's been supporting the channel, using the referral links, downloading Brave Browser, picking yourself up a ledger, getting an unstoppable domain, or just stopping by and saying hello. You guys know I don't really expect anything of you. I just appreciate your company as always. And that being said, we are back on another week. Oh, I almost forgot to tell you guys. Tomorrow, I'm actually flying. I'll be on an airplane, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to do a video tomorrow. Maybe I'll try to do some pre-planned content, but I am going to be out of the country for a little bit. So hopefully I'll be able to bring you guys updates, because I got to see how the internet will be. But yeah, I'll let you guys know. I'll keep you up to date, but you know how it goes, guys. I literally do not know how to take a day off. I try, but I always end up making a video anyway. So that being said, I'll probably end up making videos while I'm gone. So I've been rambling on enough. Thank you so much for coming back to the channel. My name is K-Dub. This is Crypto Zombie. Until next time, stay crypto and peace out.